Figma allows you to design and prototype websites and apps easily and for free. In this video, I will show you everything you need to know to get started with Figma and create amazing designs in 2021. As a heads up, this is not a design tutorial, but simply a tutorial on using Figma. If you would like to specifically learn about design concepts, subscribe as I will be making many more videos on the subject. Now to get started. You can download Figma onto your device or simply use it on the browser itself. If your internet connection isn't so good, then I will recommend downloading it at the link in the description. To create a new design file from the home page, click over here. Now let's talk about the layout first. On the left hand side, you will find a section where all of your layers will be displayed. You can create new pages and view all your assets. On this a little bit later. On the right hand side is where all of your different actions that you can take are located. This will be mainly what you would be working with. It contains 3 tabs for design, prototyping, and for inspect. On top is where all of the tools you will be using are located. You can click on the arrow to view more options. The first set of tools is the move and scale cursors. They do exactly what they say. The next is the frame tool. A frame is basically a layer that you create. It's where all of your designs will be placed. Here you can see all the different presets that you have available to design anything that you want. For now, I will be selecting a desktop frame. The frame then appears on the Layers tab and you can rename it to keep your project organized. You can also rename the project itself up here. The next set of tools are all of your different kinds of shapes that you can use. You can simply drag on the frame to create a shape, hold shift to keep its aspect ratio. Now would be a good time to talk about the different options that you have over on the Design tab. These are all the different positions you can set based on the parent. In this case, it is the frame itself. Below that, you can set position, width and height of the element, its angle of rotation, and finally the border radius. Click here to keep the aspect ratio when changing the width or the height, and this here will allow you to create border radius for each side individually. Next up, the fill is simply the color of the element. You can change it based on many different options. On a lot of these sections, you might see these 4 dots. They mean you can create a style. A style is reusable and simplifies your design workflow. To create a new style, select the 4 dots, click on the plus, and name your style appropriately. So when you want to reuse the style on a different element, simply click on it, choose the 4 dots, and then the style that you want. There are also many different effects of fill that you can have, such as having a linear or a radial gradient, as well as making the fill an image. Images can also be used in your project by simply dragging and dropping it on the frame. The next section on the Design tab is the stroke. This is the border of the element. You can select its colors as well as its weight. The Effects section has a few different effects that you can use on your elements, such as a drop shadow or layer blur. Click on the icon to adjust its settings further. Finally, we have the Export. You can preview what you will be exporting by clicking on the drop down. As you can see, we are only exporting the element we have selected. If we wanted to export the whole frame, we have to select it first. There are a few file formats to choose from, such as PNG, JPEG, and SVG. Simply click on Export when you have made your decision. Back to the toolbar, this is the pen tool. It helps you draw freehand objects, and this is the text tool. When you have text, you will see additional section on the Design tab. Here you can select the font, its weight, the size, line spacing, and so much more related to text. Text is also an element and it can be exported individually. To share your finished designs, click on the share button and simply copy the link to send or enter a collaborator's email and allow them to edit the file. Another great feature of Figma is its components. Any element can be turned into a component by simply clicking up here. A component is reusable as an asset throughout the project. As an example, on another page, I can click on Assets and find a component that I want to reuse. Drag it to the frame and done. Then I can detach it over here so that I can make changes to it if I want to. The Prototype tab helps you animate and shows how your product might work. To use it, click on Prototype and then next to the elements a blue circle will appear. You can drag this to where the action should end. In this case, clicking this button would bring me to this next page. Select the action that the animation should take place and the type of animation itself. My favorite is using Smart Animate. It basically chooses the best animation it can and it is really good 9 times out of 10. To preview your designs, click on the play button and you can interact with the prototyping you set as well. The Inspect tab is the tab you would show the developer. It contains all the information they would need, including the CSS code itself, to make it that much more simple to code. Lastly, I want to show you the community page that Figma has. Here you will find plugins, UI kits, icons, illustrations, and so much more to get you started and help with your designs. This is a great place to come to get inspired and be part of a community of amazing designers. Honestly, this is my favorite feature that Figma has. I definitely recommend coming here often and seeing what people are posting, and maybe even contribute something of your own. With that, there are still many small features that I haven't covered at all. I encourage you to go and play around with Figma yourselves. It's free and it's very easy to get the hang of. And the best way to learn is to practice. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and I will see you soon. Bye bye.